Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, elephant in the room, I have a mic in my face. I bought these little mics because I feel like the sound quality of my videos isn't that great, so I wanted to try these out, and it only sounds good if I have it right here. So I'm still working out the kinks. I'm still figuring out how to use these mics. Let me know if the sound quality is better, if you guys are okay with this, or if I should just scrap the whole mic thing. I don't know, man, but anyways, today we are doing a tutorial for these really cute gingham plaid bracelets. This is an intermediate tutorial slash kind of beginner. You will need to know how to do the 4 different types of knots, but the pattern is pretty short and it's also a pretty easy pattern. You're not like switching between doing a million knots the whole time. So as long as you've made, a couple bracelets, you should be good to go to make this one. Definitely check out the description box down below. I'm going to have the pattern that I used linked down there, as well as the written instructions written out for you guys. I have an FAQ down there if you might have any questions, and I have a bunch of helpful links if you need help making bracelets in any capacity at all. I have a bunch of links down there, so definitely check that out. But without further ado, let's just get into the tutorial. To make this gingham bracelet, you are going to need to pick out 3 colors. You're going to need to pick out a white, and then a darker and a lighter shade of the same color. You can just do 3 different colors. You can do 3 colors that are the same color but different shades if you want. You don't have to do white in there. However, if you want it to look like a true gingham pattern, then you will need to have white and then 2 shades of the same color, a lighter and then a darker version. We're gonna go ahead and get started cutting our strings, and we're gonna start with the white string. And you are going to cut 1 string at a wingspan's length, fold that in half so that at one end you have raw edges and the other end you have a loop. I did cut one side of my white string a few inches longer because I am going to do the stitched loop. So if you want to do that, make sure you cut one of your strings a little bit longer. It doesn't have to be your white, but that's just what I'm doing. Next, we're going to cut our strings for your darker shade. And for me, that is this kind of bright red color. And for this color, you are going to cut 2 strings at a wingspan's length. And you're going to fold that in half so that at one end you have raw edges and the other end has a loop at the top. Finally, we're going to cut our strings for your lightest shade, and I am using this like coral color. And you are going to cut 3 strings at a wingspan's length and fold all of those in half so at one end you have raw edges and the other end you have a loop. So a quick recap, your white string is going to be 1 string folded in half, your darker shade is going to be 2 strings folded in half, and your light shade is going to be 3 strings folded in half. From here, go ahead and group all of your strings together like so, and go ahead and start your bracelet however you would like. I'm personally going to be doing a stitched loop and then the triangle start for normal patterns, but you are welcome to start this bracelet however you feel comfortable. If you need some different ideas or you want some different options or you need help with different ways to start your bracelet, I do have a bunch of links down below that you can reference if you need some help starting your bracelet, but go ahead and just start your bracelet from here. Once your bracelet is started however you'd like, we can go ahead and tape it down and go ahead and get started with our string setup. And your string setup from left to right should be as follows: light, light, dark, light, dark, light, white, light, white, light, dark, dark. I will have that listed in the description box if you are confused, but this is a 1-2 pattern, so we're going to go ahead and pair up our strings. And I do just want to quickly note before we start this tutorial that if you have a pair of strings on either end of the bracelet that are the same color like I'm referencing here, on the left side, I'd recommend doing a forward-backward, and on the right side, I'd recommend doing a backward-forward. This is the straight edge technique for normal patterns, and it will help keep your bracelet straight. If you don't understand or you don't get it and you're confused, just don't worry about it. Just do the knots that I tell you to do. But let's go ahead and get started with our bracelet. So row 1, every pair is going to be a forward-backward. For row 2, we're going to leave out our outer 2 strings and repair all of our other strings, excluding those outer 2. For row 2, we're going to alternate between forward and backward knots, starting with a forward knot for our first pair. Then our second pair is going to be a backward. Third pair will be a forward. Fourth pair will be a backward. And the fifth pair will be a forward. For our third row, we're going to bring back in those outer 2 strings and repair all of our other strings, including those outer 2 this time. And for row 3, every pair is going to be a forward knot. For row 4, we're going to leave out those outer 2 strings. And row 4 is going to be the same as row 2. We're going to be alternating between forward and backward knots, starting with a forward knot for our first pair. Second pair will be a backward knot. Third pair will be a forward. Fourth pair is a backward. And the fifth pair is another forward. For row 5, go ahead and bring back in those outer 2 strings. And for row 5, every pair is going to be a backward forward. For row 6, go ahead and leave out those outer 2 strings. And for row 6, we're going to be alternating between backward and forward knots, starting with a backward knot for our first pair. Second pair is a forward. Third pair will be a backward. Fourth pair will be a forward. And the fifth pair will be a backward. For row 7, go ahead and bring back in those outer 2 strings. And for row 7, every single pair is going to be a backward knot. And for the 8th and final row, go ahead and leave out those outer 2 strings. And row 8 is going to be the same as row 6. We're going to be alternating between backward and forward knots, starting with a backward knot for our first pair. The second pair is going to be a forward. Third pair is going to be a backward. Fourth pair is a forward. And the fifth pair is going to be a backward. And that was the entire pattern for this bracelet. So from here, you're going to go ahead and bring back in those outer 2 strings, and your string setup should be the exact same as it was in the beginning of this video. And you are just going to go ahead and repeat this pattern and start again from row 1 and work your way all the way through the pattern and keep repeating until your bracelet is long enough. Okay, well that was the whole tutorial, and as you guys kind of saw in the beginning, here is how my bracelets turned out. I think that they're just so cute and really good for summer, and you can do so many cute color combinations with this. Like honestly, any color would look good in this bracelet. But just to end off the bracelet, I did the triangle end for normal patterns, and then I did 2 twisted ties here so I can attach my bracelet when I want to wear it. But let me know if you guys have any questions. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful for you guys, and I'd love to see your bracelets if you end up making this one or any bracelets in general. So post them on Insta and tag your girl. You can follow me down below. But thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.